Somebody give me a yes if you can hear me and if you can see my screen. Good morning. Okay, this delay is pretty long. I think that's more than 15 seconds gone. Okay, that's about 30 something seconds. Thanks, Vic. I finally got the answer. So we have a 30 something second delay, and good morning to all of you. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. Hope you made some money. And so far, I hope the week has been amazing for you. So before we start, good question. How many of you made it to all the webinars this week? Give me a yes or if you made it. Just put a Y if you made it. While I'm waiting on your answer, I'll go ahead and do something else. I'll go ahead and look. One person. Just one person made it to all. Oh, two. I think the yeses are delaying to come, right? So there has to be more than two of you. Come on. Oh, there's a lot of them coming yet. And some people did made a lot of money. Okay, some people made it to 90%, one missing. Come on, where are all the yeses? Oh, the yeses are coming over. So there should be hundreds of you that made it, I think so. So, okay, good job. Now, anybody here the very first time? Anyone here who is absolutely new? This is the first time you've ever been in one of my live sessions. No. Great. I was hoping you guys are going to bring your friends over today, so we'll have a wonderful day. It's Friday, it's the last day for the free session, and then we go back. These 3 times here, right? You're new, but you're 3 times here, yes. So if you give me 1 minute before we actually start trading, nothing is happening that is going to move right now. We had a session this morning in the Asian session in our trading room. We see some setups, but there's nothing urgent. So give me 2 minutes to tell you again about trading our trading room. A lot of you have already subscribed. Thanks to you guys. You're going to have 2 months to make that decision, and that some of you use that opportunity. If you're watching me for the first time here, good morning. My name is Anand Mangal. I use a method called wave theory that I have created. I explained a little how it's different from how the theory is different from Elliott wave and from thing. It's drawn from those concepts. It's not something absolutely new. It's created from something old, right? I studied wave analysis, I studied Dow theory, I studied the Elliott wave theory, and what I did is upgrade that. Call this the wave theory point 2 or something like that, or 2 point something, whichever you want, but this is the latest that exists, that I created. Nobody has created anything better than this as yet. Maybe somewhere in the future, one of you will be creating something much better than this. I stand to say that is possible. It is possible that one of you at some point will make it better than I made it. But I've made it very simple, I've made it very understandable, and I've made it much better for people to understand. And for you to know how powerful it is what I created, I want you to make two Google search. Go to YouTube first, and YouTube search. Go to YouTube, make 2 search. Wave analysis, Elliott wave. And you will probably see that wave analysis is already passing Elliott wave theory. Most people identify as wave traders rather than Elliott wave traders. That's because they're using the new method that I created. Most of them bought my course, studied this stuff. They're good traders. I'm not saying they're bad. Some of them are really good traders too, who were Elliott wavers way before I even started trading. And they looked at it and said, you know what? Yeah, we need to adopt these new things, and that's great. So let's go. With that, if you would like to learn it from the guy who created it, this is your chance. And you're not going to get a better chance than this. We're giving you, for people who can afford it, join the course immediately. Send me a Skype message. My Skype is always in the description. I'll type it here for you. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Let me see if I can type Skype here for you. Yes, type. That will be MANGAL 457. OG is in the room, by the way. As I'm typing this, I remember OG with his Magnum 457. I hope OG managed to comment today, because I would love to see him. We have a lot to discuss, and he has a lot to learn about this wave analysis theory. So hope to see. Maybe he's in New York, so I'll see him in the New York session. If you were here this morning and you're not in yesterday afternoon, you don't know who OG is, you need to watch yesterday's webinar. If you missed any of these sessions, please go back and watch them. In every single one of them, there is some very educational stuff about wave analysis. So those videos should have thousands and thousands and thousands of views, and it should go into the hundreds of thousands because they're very educative. If you can look at them, share them with other people, make sure you're passing it over the link over to a trader that he can go and watch it on YouTube. We want them to watch it on YouTube. If you're in a group of traders that out there that don't know about the existence of wave analysis, send them the links, let them watch it. Right? So come back to what we have. We're gonna give you access to our group continuously. What you had this week. If you love what you had this week, for $100, sign up as a installment trader. You will get 2 months access to it. Now it's not it's not a subscription. You're not paying for some kind of subscription. That money will go towards paying for your course. If you would like to learn this stuff to be independent. Now you may want to learn it on your own. You might want to learn it with us, coming into the group and become an independent trader, rather than go follow some other traders out there, right? Because the better thing for you is to be an independent trader. That's how we train all our traders, to be independent traders. And that's how you got so much wave analysis people out there. Because I've created thousands and thousands of independent traders. Now I can't swear that all of them are as good as you would get when you join the original group, but I think they're doing not a bad job. Those honest one will acknowledge that they learned it from me. The one not so honest will say, hey, we probably taught him that stuff. Right? You have a chance to learn it. Don't miss this opportunity because, things are happening in the world and we don't know how long any one of us is going to be here. So while I'm here and you have an opportunity to learn it, the depth of it from me, you may want to do that. If you can afford to learn it now, do it right now. If you can't afford, then you pay an installment, pay in whatever installment you want to pay. We're going to give you 2 months to make that decision. So if you like this week, if you're watching it, if you've never seen it and you're watching it for the first time and you see this information that I'm sending to you here now, and you sign up with us by the end of this month, you will get 2 months to make that decision. You'll get 2 months access to this live session to make that decision on your own, whether this is something that help you make money. I think a lot of you made money this week. Just yesterday, if you didn't make any trade, all the trades were so good this week, but even if you didn't make any but this one, you actually made a lot of money. And that alone should be able to pay for the 2 months that you're going to have access to. And within that 2 months, you'll make so much money that you'll probably pay out for the course even before the next month is over. So we will be doing a live course sometime in April. April. At the end of April, sometime in May. Maybe end of April, we'll do it. We'll let you know about that. For those of you who would like to join the course itself, what you're going to have is live sessions. We're going to train you. You're going to have practical classes where you will get to do with me. Sit and do with me. You get that every single day, but you're going to have where you get to share your screen. Show me what you see. Show me how you analyze the chart. I will correct what you do, and then we'll go on from there. And we do this every time we do this. All my traders get. It's not something, it will be for the new traders, but all my traders get to do it whenever they want. Yeah, by the way, remember, I don't like to ask people to go and subscribe and like it and so, but you should do that. It's a matter of just courtesy. If you like it, just go leave some comments. And it's good for YouTube because YouTube will not promote our video unless there's a lot of likes, comments, and you guys making more and more comments out there. And whatever else you can do to help it promote by sharing it direct to somebody, So unless you subscribe to, if you don't have subscription, YouTube will probably say, hey, nobody's interested in this, let's not share it. That's the only reason. I don't believe the comments, people will watch the video. The comments is irrelevant. People will not watch them so much, but you will leave your comments so that the video gets promoted. That's the only thing about comment. I will answer to all your comments. I don't really write the answers. YouTube suggests answers when you make a comment, and I click on one of them so that you get more comments and that the video promoted, right? That's the only reason we do it. Right? So in terms of the comment, make any comment. It doesn't matter. But don't make derogatory ones. Just make any comment. If you don't like it, say I don't like it. That's okay. It will go. But if you put derogatory stuff in it, it will not go because it gets filtered. Right? Now, Trader said he's filtering his comments. He's hiding the bad one. Literally, you don't need to read a comment to make a decision on my video. Here's the thing. If you are not smart enough to look at my videos, the videos, not the comments, and make your own decision whether this is a method that will work for you, don't join me. Wave analysis is not for you. If that is your decision, that you need the comments to make the decision, then don't do it. It's not for you. It's above your head. As a matter of fact, the last time one guy went and he Googled my name and he found some stupid stuff and he said, Thank God I didn't buy your course. I wanted to, but then I found the stuff on Google about you, and I said, thank God you didn't buy my course. Because if that's your level of that's your ability, that's the peak of your ability to make the decision about something you read on YouTube, then you would be a headache for me. So thank God you didn't take my course. I was actually, thank God you didn't take the course, because I would not be able to teach you wave analysis. Your ability to analyze stuff is very, very, very poor. I don't go read stuff on the internet and make decisions about what I read in the internet, because the internet is loaded with crazy stuff. Like, loaded with it. And there are a lot of people who don't like what I do, including all the signal service people. And there are thousands of them out there who don't like what I do, because I keep saying you should never buy signals. It's useless. You're going to lose your account. You're here the whole week. You saw how many good trades we had. And you were here. You saw it. A lot of good trades. Trades we took. Here's how we're going to know if signals is good for you. You want to know if signals work for you? Everybody who took this trade yesterday, give me a Y. And you will see there will be about 5 Ys. And this is an amazing trade. It's a perfect signal. It's a live trade. Step by step. But you cannot take this trade if you're not a good trader, if you're not a wave analyst, if you don't understand the concept, and if you don't understand what I will do with the trade. And that's why we train you. Danny's in my group, of course, you will take it. Most of the people who type Ys will be my traders. Right? New traders cannot take the trade. You cannot use the signal. It's going to be useless to you. They're going to show you that they're making a ton of money and you're losing money, or you wonder, you'll think it's you. They say, oh, well, they're making money. It's my fault. No, it's not your fault. It's just that you cannot use that to make money. It's like, the trainer will come and just tell you how to win the game and then go away. Don't watch you practice it. Right? Just say, hey, this is what you need to do. Go in the court now and do it. Yeah, good. Congratulations. Let's see if you're going to go in and do it. You will never be able to do it. It's not like he didn't clearly tell you what to do. He clearly told you what to do. But you can't use that information if you haven't practiced it. And that's why we have a trading room that works almost 24/7, so that you can practice what you learn. We teach you the information. We tell you how you're going to do the theory, what the theory is about. Then we say, come in the room, watch us do it first, and then join us and do it. So that you get the practice. And any of my trader can go in the trading room and share their views. We actually encourage them to go and share their views. I will tell, a lot of my traders are here, so they can testify to whether this is not so. You guys can write if this is not true. I encourage them to share their views. I said, you are the ones who need to go in the trading room when I'm not there. And even when I'm there, share your views. You take the lead. You become the host. You share your views. Tell us what you see. You will make mistakes. I told them, you will make mistakes. You'll be wrong about the trade. Who cares? You're learning. We will correct you if we see you're making a mistake. If you're wrong, the senior traders will tell you, okay, look at it this way. Let's watch it this way and let's see what happens. You will be right or it doesn't matter. The point is you're learning. So when the group is there for you to go share, hey guys, this is what I see. What do you think? And then other traders will give their opinion, and then all of you together will come to some kind of agreement. Okay, let's wait and see what it does. And then you will wait, and if it's a good trade, everybody say, hey, that's a great trade. Thank you. Let's take the trade. If not, then we'll probably just wait and see how it behaves, and then say, yeah, good job. Well done. You've learned something. And that's what it is. You don't get that in any other group where they give you and they tell you share, and they actually encourage you to share your opinion and share the trades and see how you're doing the work. You don't get that anywhere. Most of them don't even allow you to ask a question, or if you do, they don't even answer your questions. All my session starts with, good morning. Are you guys in any trade? Would you like me to look at it? Any questions? Let's start. Every session starts like that and ends like that. Why? We have transparency. We know what we're doing. We're confident of what we do. This method works. That's why we do it like that. So, good morning to you guys. Any questions? Anybody has any questions? Anybody has any trade you want me to look at? Let's go look at it. Let's start it the way we start our sessions. Go ahead. I'm not in any trade this morning. Yesterday I was in 3 trade. You guys remember. This morning I'm not in any trades. I'm still in the dollar yen. I closed this trade and I managed to pick the best point of closing the trade. I can tell you why I did it that way. So let's look at this trade. I think this is more important than me giving you a trade, right? So I'll tell you why I closed this trade. I was going to close it in this one here, but we never got a consolidation. It came and break the low. I was going to close it in this move, but it never consolidated to break the low. But you notice there's a consolidation here? Well, that's where I closed the trade. Now, my thought process was I was going to sleep. So my thought process is that it might go a little more, but then it's going to correct deep. And then I'll go, well, you can see it's correcting deep now. Actually, it's going to take a while before this goes back down because it will continue to go down, but that'll take a while because you can see they're consolidating here. And then it will come back here and go back up there. We will sell this again. We might even buy some of it. If I see they come pretty deep and they're going back up and there's a risk to reward trade here, we'll take it. All right, we'll do some very small trades in it, aggressive trades. So right now it's just consolidated. Dollar yen, I decide I'm going to leave it because it pulled back really deep. I'll tell you why also. It pulled back really deep and then it started to consolidate here. And I was leaving the computer when I closed that trade. So I was like, okay, I will just put this stop here. I'll move this stop to above the impulse. And I said I'll stay with that and I'll see whether this consolidate back to the bottom here by this morning. And then I'll close it here because it will go back up and then I'll close the trade, right? Then I'll sell it from the top here. That's the thought process. What happened? It actually went higher. It could have actually come here and take me out, but I was willing to accept that, right? And then it came down to this level. So I'm here this morning and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know what? I know we're going to make a move up like that. But I believe this is going to drop one more here because it's going up really slow. So it will probably come back, retest the low, then go back up there and then come. So I will close this trade here or I'll close the trade somewhere here. So I'm waiting to see whether we're going to break this impulse. If we break that impulse, I'm out of trade. If we don't, then this is going to drop one more here. It's going to go back up. So I'll close the trade at the bottom here and then we might even decide if we want to buy that. But then it is going to come back down, right? Well, at least it should. If it comes to the bottom here, it will come back down. If it doesn't come to the bottom here and we go up, there is a good chance this takes off. So I'll go and show you the pattern, what we were looking for. So let's start with where we were Monday, 4 hours. Monday when you joined me, remember this down move didn't exist. We were going up. So I was like, guys, you can buy it, but you have to buy it with a lot of caution here, right? Because we're going to get this move down. So we've got that move there. Here's the thing. Can we look at that as a running flat from there and expect this to go up? That is possible. That could be a really good running flat. See these running flats? They don't have to be equal. They don't have to be equal like these. It has to be similar. This one is similar to this. It's a sharp move down. It's out of this structure, right? It's out of that correction. So this could be enough for this to go here. But I don't see a setup that I want to buy. We spoke about it in the room this morning and with the traders, and we decide we don't really have a good buy setup, so we'll wait. We'll just wait on it a little. So now when it's dropping here, if it does drop, good, we'll take the sell, we'll get out of the trade, we'll take the sell. If it's going up, we will definitely look for the buy. We'll move this to this level and we'll assume that that is a good move to go up. Right? So now we will wait. Now we will wait on this because I don't know if it's going to come back. Now that it has made that much, it looks like it might not come back. But if this comes deep enough into that, we will make a new one. So if this comes back here deep, if this little piece here drop deep enough into this impulse, it will go back up, but I'm pretty sure we'll get this. So I'll get rid of the trade. We'll consider if we want to buy today, and then we'll definitely go for the sell. But this buy, if we take it, it's not to go up. It's literally to come back down and then go. So you need to see how the structure develops, and then you decide what's the next trade in it. See? Now, most gurus out there are going to tell you buy or sell, and this is it, put your stop here and all of that, because they cannot see the depth of that explanation I just gave you. I give you an explanation that gives you possibilities of how it's going to develop. So now you have to look which one of those possibilities are forming, and then you make the decision for the trade. That's a whole new level of trading. It's not, here is a pin bar, put the stop atop the pin bar, put an entry at the bottom of the pin bar, and then great, it's going to go to your target. And then you watch it don't go to the target, because a pin bar doesn't mean anything. It means price went there and came back. That's all. It went there and it came back fast, and you got a pin bar for a candle and a candle. If you remove the candle, you put a line, you have no pin bar. So the whole strategy goes down the drain if you change the candlestick to a line. So when you do that kind of thing, which you're going to tell you, some traders tell you, this is a mechanical rule and all that, you put that stuff on, you're going to lose your account. And that's why 90% of the traders lose their account, because they cannot read the chart. They cannot understand what all the possibilities are going to happen. And if you get good at this, there's a guarantee you're not going to lose your account. You can see that from this week alone, because you're understanding how it's behaving and what you need to do when. See? So although I'm still in this trade, I'm looking at all the possibilities, where, when, and how I'm going to close it. I literally thought that this would come very deep here this morning. It'll make another flat. I'll get rid of the trade, go back up there, and then, well, it changes. No big deal. See, that's the thing about this method, is that it works so good that you understand what it's going to do. I understand that it's going to correct downwards. And it did. So now we will wait for the next trade setup. Let's go. Those were the two trades. Let's go. I think we were looking for, there were a lot of trades we were looking for. For this morning, from the trading room, I can tell you what we were looking at. From our trading room this morning, we were looking for a buy setup here. And you know why we're trying to buy this. So I can give you two reasons now. So let's go back and look at this on the 4-hour. I think by now, the minute I open the chart like this, you're like, okay, I got it. I'm a wave trader already. I can see that this will eventually go back there. We thought this one was going to go. Remember, we said if it stays at the top there, we're going to buy it to come here. Well, it didn't. It actually came back to the bottom. So what does that tell you? Now that it's back at the bottom, it's not, when it come back to the bottom, what you're saying is that, okay, what happened to the pattern that I was looking for? I was waiting for a correction here and go. Now that it came back to the bottom, what's next? So what is next is this. See this? If you were looking at this trade here, and let me just bring it so you can see clearly. If you were looking at this here, and I would say to you, see that drop there? You see that impulse? It's going to make a flag, and it's going to go back here. We're going to try to buy this, correcting that impulse. And it might come back down, but we will buy this piece. And then you never get the flag. It came beyond the low. You're going to go, oh, well, you got it all wrong. This wave theory is not working. No. What we were looking for was a simple flat. An impulse, a simple flat to go make the third wave. Instead, it came down deep, and now you have a running flat. So now you know you're getting a sell to come and break this low. And then it repeats that running flat here, and then it repeats a running flat there. And then it starts to do a bigger flat here and the drop here. And then it make that sharp move that broke out of the structure. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe now it's ready to go. You come back to the bottom, guess what? Well, we're expecting one more here. If we got it, if you look back and you see every time they broke the low as a correction, you made a sharp move, they broke the low as a correction, you make a sharp move. You're breaking the low as a corrective kind of a structure here. What are the chances you do this? Come back here and then probably retest this low here before you go back up. Because this is going to go back up. So the question is, it going to go from here? Can it do this and break this low and break this low and break this low and break this low and then go back up? Yes, it's the same thing as this one. See this here? You see how much we broke the low by? How much percent? If you check percentage-wise, more than 50%, right? This is the size of the impulse, and this is the low. So almost 80% we broke that. This is this impulse. How much we can go down more before we go back up? A lot. So when you come to the top here, and this is a big flat, if you actually get a sell set up here, you take that trade to come and break this low. So from yesterday's vision of this chart to today's vision of the chart, we have changed a lot. Should we have sold this coming down into this piece here? Nope. This is the first impulse. You never do that, because if this just dropped to this level, if you decide I'm going to sell it, I think it's going to drop, and it comes to this level and took up and do this, you will be on the wrong side of the chart, and this is exactly what it can do. And I can go back and show you how many times in the chart, 80% of the time, that is what it does. Right? So when you're at the bottom of a structure like this, you don't do that. You avoid selling at the bottom, because you will get it. Now, you might get one or two trades that goes. Ignore those. What if you didn't sell it and it dropped much more? Who cares? You're not in the trade. That's not your problem. As a trader, that is not your problem. Because there are many, many things that happened today that you didn't take advantage of in trading. And you probably would miss another couple thousand trades in your trading career. A lot of them you'll miss. It's not what you miss. It's what you're looking at, right? It's what you were looking at, you're focused on. And you missed because you didn't take it. Not what you didn't see. Or what happened because you didn't expect it to happen. Not your problem. Try not to be in them, that's all. So, what we would look for here now that we're buttons, we're looking for this to go back up. Now, can this just come here and drop again one more? Very likely. So we will look at this structure and decide, is it a buy? And is it worth buying from the bottom here? So from the bottom here, buying is very, very good. So you have one advantage on your side. The second thing you're looking for is, I want this. This morning we were here. You notice I put a line. I wanted to break that low first, make a flat, and now we're looking for this to go. So we're going to bring the entry order from the top here. For my traders, bring your entry order down to the bottom there. Now, when it breaks this top, it came pretty deep into the impulse. But when it breaks this top here, there's a chance that it's just a flat and they're going down. Now, every up move that is going to start is likely going to look like a flat to you. Every single one. And this is where traders get really, really confused. How do I know if it's going to go up or if it's a flat and it's going to come back down? And then you get too scared and you don't take this trade. It scared the heck out of you. You don't take that trade, and then you watch it go like a rocket, and then you're like, damn, I should have taken that trade. I saw that coming. But fear get into you at the point of entry because now you don't know. And that's where we help you step by step to understand. And if it doesn't go, how to get rid of it before it even come back to the stop loss. Remember the euro yen, why we took the trade yesterday? I told you it is at the top of a daily structure. So we're taking it in the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes and then the 1 hour. And that was scary. It's even worse than this. This is a perfect flat pattern. We didn't have a perfect flat pattern there. The same thing with the yen when it was coming down. We looked at it and said, you know what, that should come back now. The first one didn't come down. The second one didn't come down. We didn't get in those trades. But then you get in the trade eventually. So if this doesn't go, your job will be to get out for break even. But because of where it is, it's amazing. If this comes one more lower than that and come here, cancel the buy. Take it off. Wait for this to go back up here and then look for a sell setup for that to go down. So from a buy that I just told you about, in a few hours can become a sell. And that is why me giving you once a week on YouTube my views of what the chart is going to do is likely going to be wrong. You would not get a full vision of it. We do this 5 times a day, we update. And I'm giving you once a week to make a decision on it. Anybody who does it once a week out there can be wrong because what they tell you to do now is based on the information they have now. Tomorrow or within the next couple hours, that information can change. So he's not going to go to YouTube again and update it, right? People don't do that very often. You end up making only YouTube videos rather than focus on trading. So we focus on trading in the trading room rather than go to YouTube and explain all of that to you. I spend half an hour explaining this. Every video on YouTube would be half an hour just explaining one chart. So if you would like to get this daily with that type of explanation as to why, when, and how, join us. Once it breaks the previous stop, we remain vigilant and set break even. No, not exactly in this case. You'll watch it, you'll see how it go because it might break the top and pull back. So here's it again. You see, I explained this about 10 times, but you will not remember it. I'm explaining it again, you will not get it. So when it breaks the stop, if it pulls back like this, we're not worried about that, right? Because it could do this and then go. Remember what I said, we're not worried about the first pullback. It's not your problem. Good. I think you remember what you look for. You wait for the flag, and if it starts to make a flag or consolidate, get the hell out of it. So we can go and show you that. I'll show you on one that actually happened. Right? Better to show you, because this is theory when I tell you like that. Let's show you the practical one, because this will help you. Today is Friday. I want you guys to understand how to trade rather than just give you a trade. I'm training you to trade rather than giving you a trade. So here is one. When we took the first trade here, I didn't close it on the first pullback. I closed it on the consolidation. When I took this first pullback was not when I closed the trade. It's when it comes here and it starts to consolidate, then I close the trade. All right, so you're waiting not for the first pullback because they will always pull back. It's not the first pullback is your problem. The problem is the consolidation. Remember what I said, how I closed this trade? It wasn't the pullback. I wanted to close it here when it pulled back like that, but it's not the pullback I'm waiting for the close. Hi Lodek, I haven't seen you in ages, my friend. How are you? Yeah, we're looking for this consolidation. That consolidation is what you want to go. Right? So if you get the consolidation, then you close the trade. So I didn't close it here because there were no consolidation. Didn't close it here because you close it when you get the consolidation here. See? That's when you close it. So now you know how it's worked. You will not remember that tomorrow. I guarantee you. Tomorrow I'll give you a chart, or I'll open the new chart and I'll hand it to you and I'll say, okay, tell me when you're going to close the trade. And you're literally not going to be able to do it. It's not as easy as I just explained. It's because I have the experience of showing you how it works. You do not have that experience. It's like you were standing and the guy said, okay, you're going in the field now and I want you to watch. I'm going to put that penalty and here's how you're going to kick. And you go in and guess what happened? You missed the whole goal and he was like, I told you exactly what to do. What happened? Well, what happens? You didn't have practice how to kick it properly. The angle you're going to hit the ball, the speed you're going to hit the ball with, where you're going to hit the ball. A lot of good thought will, and a lot of practice has to go in with you getting that kick right. Not because he didn't explain to you properly. He did. But you have no practice. So how the hell are you going to do it? The same here. I can explain this to you all day long. without the practice of doing it, you wouldn't be able to replicate it on another chart. Right? So good, let's go. Now that we've completed that part and you get the idea, I'm going to show you which charts we're looking for. We're looking for natural gas. We're looking for CAD Swiss. CAD Swiss, I already have my entry order on above the top here. Why CAD Swiss? Well, because we have this structure. See? We're expecting this to come back here. Now, why don't I have it breaking the top? That's a whole long story. If I started with that, the webinar will end. So let's go. Just take it to go there and then see if it breaks the top. So this is a really good setup. This is an amazing setup. Win, lost, or break even, I don't care. This is an amazing setup. You should, well, I shouldn't say that, sorry. My apologies, I don't make trade call here. My traders should take that trade, all of them, because we identify in the trading room this morning. Keep your stop under the low. Let me set up the trade for you, how we would do it. So this is how we would do it. We'll put an entry order here. We'll put a stop under the low because that correction could get bigger, and we're going to target this stop here. Now, whether it gets to that top is irrelevant. If we close the trade early is irrelevant. Whether it even goes is irrelevant. You do not have control over the outcome of the trade. You only have control over how much you're going to lose. Right? So trading is a process. You follow the process. You don't control the outcome. Now, you may not hear other traders tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. Your job is to follow the process, not to control the outcome. The outcome does not depend on you. Whether that trade goes to the top there or don't go to the top there, you do not have any control over that. You know what you have control over? How you're going to manage the trade. That's your job. How you're going to manage this trade is what you have control over. So if you do a good job at managing the trade, you get good profit. If you do a bad job, well, then you know what happens. That's the whole thing. It's all up to you to control what you can control. Where it's going to go, how it's going to go, whether it's going to go, it's not your problem. You don't have control over that. And I think I already explained that when I told you guys. You can click buy right now on one of the charts. Remember, I was looking at one chart. You can click buy right now. And it will not be a wrong trade as long as you manage it properly. We were looking for a sell on that one. So here I'm going to repeat that same process to you here now. We're looking for a buy. You can click sell right now. Nothing is wrong with that trade. It's not a bad trade. Of course, it might not go. But it's not a bad trade. It's what you do with that afterwards. How you manage what you did. That is going to be important. Right? How do you look at the charts? How do you analyze it to say, oh, sorry, wrong trade. Not going my direction. Time to get out of it. Who says that this thing cannot stop right here and drop to the bottom here and then go back there? Who says that can happen? It can happen. But I'm not looking for that based on the way I analyze the chart. I'm not expecting it to do that, so I'm not trading it to the downside for that. I don't have a setup that says goes to the downside. So my strategies and my plans do not include a sell. But that doesn't mean it cannot go down. Right? Let me show you on another one so you guys could learn something. Remember this one yesterday? What were we looking for? We're looking for a buy setup. We had a perfect flag at the top here. Let me chop it so you can visualize what we're talking about. So I'm going to cut this here. Where's the cut? Replay. I'm going to cut it right here. Right. So we've got this, which is what we have right now on the CAD Swiss. And we had this flag. What did we do? Put an entry above the top. We said wait for that entry above the top because we expect this to go. Remember what I said? You can sell it. If you sold that, you would have made money coming down to the bottom. But I don't have a sell set up and you don't have a sell set up. So you can't sell it. But what did it do? I think you know, right? So but we can play it for you so you're going to see. And I can tell you why you shouldn't sell it. Because if you try to sell it, I'm sorry. You're going to play. Where's the play? I cut it, but I can't find the play. So where the hell is it? There's supposed to be a play button here. We'll exit the replay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So you saw what happened. It came down and came down and came down and went back up, and then now it's coming down again. See? So you saw what happened. Nothing is wrong with the trade if you had clicked sell. You probably would have made money. It's how you manage the trade that is getting. But based on my method and the setup, we did not have a sell. I wasn't expecting this to drop to the bottom. I told you, if they come deep into this and they go back, it's going to be a flat and we will be in a channel. Remember that yesterday? So I'm not trying to get this trade here. I'm not trying to get this piece here. I'm trying to get this piece here. Right? That's the difference. I'm trying to get that piece. By the way, I'm not following the chat, so if you guys write a lot of things in the chat, I can't watch this screen and the chat is in another screen, right? I just at one glance realized there's a lot of chat there. You might want to hold it until we finish. No, you guys can chat if you're chatting among yourselves. That's okay. So this has become a channel to the downside, and I expect this to come down to the bottom here and then go back up. Right? It's going to come back to the bottom and it's going to go back up. So we can look for a sell here if we get a sell set up today. If we get a flag there, we can go with this trade, and then we're going to expect this to go back up, right? You see how this came down? Drop, go back up, drop, go back up. This is a channel, and this channel will eventually go up. So the trade we're looking for is a trade to the top, because we have the same structure we have on the CAD Swiss. All the Swiss pairs have that structure. So the CAD Swiss has the same structure, and we think that it's going to go back up. So if we get a buy setup, we might even get a sell setup here first. We don't have a buy setup right now. We might get a sell setup first. But the CAD Swiss does have a buy setup. So can CAD Swiss come back to the bottom here? Absolutely. Would you sell it? I wouldn't. You can sell it, but I wouldn't sell it. I'm looking for the buy. Now, I believe the flag is going to be bigger than that, because this is a pretty small one. I believe they'll come back down, at least this piece, right? This piece kind of 1, 2, 3, so they might come back down here, give you a bigger one, and then it will go. So keep your entry above the top a little. You want to be a little above this top, 5 pips or so. You don't want to be exactly at the top, because if this goes exactly up, if it tags you and pull you back down, you may want to get rid of the trade before it gets. Your stop is at the bottom of the trade. That's it. That's the analysis. So this trade we're in, this is one, this is another trade we're looking at. We have both ways for this. This trade might be off. This one might be off, because if this goes lower into that thing, we'll take it off. We'll come back to that. Aussie yen is another trade we're looking at. We're keeping an eye on this. This might not be valid right now. Take it off, because this had to go up there and then come back down. So if it's going to drop now, it will be a high risk, but you can still give it a chance. Now, why? Because we're looking at this structure. 1, 2, 3. If this one doesn't drop now, we will get rid of the trade. But it's a valid trade for now. We are not in the traders yet. We'll wait for this. The setup is not right, so we'll wait. But we're looking for a sell setup. We're looking for a buy setup here. All right, do we have a buy setup? Not as yet, but if we do get one, we'll take it. We don't have it. It looks more like a sell setup forming. A lot of consolidation going on here, so this is probably going to give you something like this. Go back there, you'll get a flag here, and then probably drop and then go. So there might be a sell setup here. I'll change this. Keep an eye out for a sell setup. One more sell setup here. Let's go. Euro New Zealand. That one that will take a while, but we would look for a sell setup. So I'll change it to a sell setup now. Dollar yen. Dollar yen both ways possible. Like I said, this will come down some more. See this here? That would come down some more, but we still have this sharp one. So when that comes down to the bottom here, I'm going to close my trade. We'll decide on the buy up to the upside, and then we're going to drop. Remember yesterday when this didn't break the top, so when it comes here, watch it. It can go back, break the top, then drop. We have news today at 4 p.m. So if we get this set up by 4 p.m., this drop is going to happen. If we break the low, if we actually do this and come back here before 4 p.m., the upside would be amazing. So we'll see what happens from now to 4 p.m. and then we'll decide on that. Let's go. I'm going to do all the majors, and then we'll go look at the charts you guys want. So dollar index. Dollar index is coming down. It broke this low, so it's about to break this low, which is, I think we broke that low now. And this is where dollar index has to talk to us. It has to tell us what it's going to do next. Is it going to come back to this top here and then drop? Or this is all the correction and we're going to drop? So any flag we get there, we will sell. The flag, you'll be very cautious because you're at the bottom. Normally when they come to the bottom and they're going to drop more, they make a bigger consolidation before it goes. That's a normal thing. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Maybe everybody gets scared at that price. Oh, it's already at a low where it was before. Let's all don't sell as yet. Let's wait to see if everybody's going to sell. Let's fill all the orders here. I have no idea. I don't need to know the why. I need to know what's happening structurally. And we will see. Because you don't know why anyone is doing anything. I don't know why Citibank might not be buying it or selling it. Right? They're not like they're going to call you and tell you. So people who think they know the why are people who believe they know things they don't know. And there's so much that they don't even know that they don't know. And that's a bad thing. Right? I know what I don't know, at least. I think that's good enough for me. I don't know why. I look at the structure and I decide, okay, well, that's a possibility. And with a high probability. So we will see what happens here. Any 1 hour flag will sell. If this afternoon it stays as a 1 hour flag, we will sell it. If right now it's going up, we'll get a small flat here. we want it to go back up. If this drop, be careful. If you sell this is a 15-minute flag. If you sell that, be careful, because there's a sharp wave here, which means it can drop here, pull back, give you that flat, and then drop. If that happened by this afternoon, it will be a perfect sell setup. We'll see how it goes from there, right? Silver pulling back. We're going to get a buy. We're assuming that this here could be a running flat. We still have one more running flat to fulfill. Right? We're assuming that's a running flat. But remember, we still have this one. So there's a possibility that if this comes lower, into here, then we will go with this one. And this will be more of a smaller contracting flat in there. I'm not using the contracting flat until I can negate this flat into this one. So even if it comes lower here, we're still looking for a buy. Now, because we don't know that it can come lower here, if it makes a flag at this point, we're going to sell it for one more down like this. We would assume that we're making this one, and then we'll be buying it this afternoon. So if you get a flag, you can sell it. As right now, we have an entry order above the top. Nothing can be wrong with that entry order. That's the safest entry order you're going to put in your trading career. And I can explain to you why. If we assume that this is a running flat, the only way this goes up is to confirm that it's a running flat. So we will be right about the running flat, and then you will get into the trade. Now, how far this goes is a different story. That will be you managing the trade. But we will be right about the pattern, which means the pattern proves to be what we think it is. Right? Now, if we're wrong about the pattern, then what this can do? It can do two things. It can drop, or it can make a flag and then drop. If it makes a flag, we sell it. We're going to go for this one. If it doesn't make a flag, then it's going down without me. I will wait for this to happen, and I'll repeat the process, trying to get a flag here to the upside. That's the analysis. And that's the way I look at whether it's a safe thing to sell or a safe thing to buy. Now it's a safe thing to buy. So there's an entry order to buy here. We could put that as a buy setup. That's an aggressive buy, active now. If I'm going to put a stop, I'll put it under the low here. Not if. I would definitely put a stop under the low. I was going to say if I'm going to trade it. So it should be long and put it long. If I'm going to trade it, the entry order goes there. The stop for me will go here, which means if they break that level, this is not a running flat. I'm wrong about it. And the target, well, is wherever. Put 1 to 1, because I don't know how high it's going to go. Right? We don't know where that is going to go. Take 1 for 1, and if it gets more, good for you. Because there's still this long one here hanging down. Now, silver is going back to the top. Silver is in a very, since I wouldn't be seeing you guys after today, and I don't know how many of you, quite a lot of you already subscribed to the installment program for the 2 months. A lot of you ask about it. There are more than about 50 people who ask about it, but never think. If you want, you may have to do it before. The earlier you do it, the better it is, so you don't lose access. Because I assume if you ask, you're interested, right? And you can't tell me it's expensive. $1 a day can be expensive, right? Definitely can be expensive. If you don't have $1 a day and you're a trader, we have a problem, right? So long-term view, right, in this one is this. Now, is this breaking out to go up there? We don't know that until you get a consolidation here that confirms upside. If not, this thing could come right back down to the bottom, go back up, or actually come and retest this low and then go back up. Right? Within this structure, that is possible. Breaking this line is irrelevant. There is no line there. I put that line there. So that line has no relevance. That line is only for me. It's giving me information. It's not giving you any information. Because you don't have a line there. And that line doesn't exist in the market. Right? The only relevance of that line is to me. It's just telling me that, okay, be careful. We're coming out of this structure that we are doing now. This structure here. So if we stay above that structure, we're going. If we don't, we're coming right back into it. And that doesn't change the pattern we're looking at. See? So can this come back all the way to the bottom here and then go back there? Or can it just come back to this level? Let me use a different color, red. Can it just come back to this level and then go back there? Or can it just consolidate to the top here and then go up? Let's use the green for that one, green. Can it just consolidate to the top here and then go up? Those are 3 versions. Which one is going to happen? I don't know. But whichever happens, we'll take advantage of it. So if it's going to be a sell, we'll be selling. If it's going to be a consolidation, we'll be buying and selling within it. If it's going to be a drop, we'll definitely be in it. Right now, we're looking for a buy setup. Short term. Let's go. Gold, same thing. Gold pull back also. You have a flat at the top there. So we saw this. I don't know if any of my trader got really aggressive. You notice that line there? That is, you can get aggressive for this one if they want. They could have got aggressive for this, but I don't think they should. We just put the line because we want to see it break, come back to this level, and that's a buy setup. All right, that's a flat for a buy setup. So there is a buy setup forming here. I'll change the line. I'll take it out, put it here. But you want it to come down some more, and then you want it to go. Now it could get very complex. We still have this one here, and there's a chance that this could break the top, not go very far, come back like this sharp, and then this afternoon we get that one up. That is a possibility. So if you take this trade, first thing, we'll try to get the trade before it breaks the stop. We're going to try to get it inside here to get there, and by the time we break that, we can get it to break even. That will be the plan on this one. And that's why I had the line there to say, okay, let it come break the low. So on the way up, we'll look for a flag. Euro. So this would be a buy setup. We're waiting for the setup. Euro you can buy. We have a buy already. Euro has no reason to come down. I think I told you that on Monday. There's no reason. If everything else has some kind of pattern that says they can come down, Euro is a buy. There is no reason why Euro should come, because it's going up and this is the low. It started from the lowest point here, and there is no correction in that, right? Just a flat here, and it's going. Now we had 1, 2, 3. So this could be a complete flat of its own. Can it make a bigger flat? Of course. It can come back and make a much bigger flat in here. But this could be all. So Euro has no reason to come back. It can just continue to go. Of course, this is a small correction in relationship to the whole structure. If you're looking at a whole bigger structure, that's a small correction. But they don't necessarily have to make a big one. This would be more than enough. And this could just continue to go. Now, at some point, if that is the case, at some point, this will make a much deeper correction before it goes. But I don't think it's going to be at this point. Right? So we'll check to see if we have divergence. Yeah, we do have divergence. But that could go away if this continued to go up. Right? You will look at this in the 4 hour for divergence. I think we have some 4 hour divergence. Yeah, we have some 4 hour divergence there. It's kind of warning sign that the momentum is dying out, but it's not that doesn't mean you stop buying. Divergence does not mean you stop buying. So there's a buy setup here. It's an aggressive trade. Why it becomes an aggressive trade? Because you're at the top of the structure. Every move up now becomes very aggressive. That doesn't mean you stop buying. You just manage it properly. All right, so there's a buy setup there. Now, be aware. We have news this afternoon. If you're going to buy anything, this might be the best one to buy. But if it doesn't go, get the hell out of the trade. Let's go. Pong. Pong, I'll be cautious about the buy. Although there's a buy setup, I'll be very cautious about it. Because Pong, we still have this one hanging here. That is too sharp to be all the correction. This is way too sharp to be all the correction. So I believe all of this is the correction. We're going to come down back one more here, somewhere here, and then we're going to go. That's just me believing that that is going to work, right? But we don't trade your belief system. It has to be proven before you go. So what you do is you do the analysis and you said, okay, is it a buy or a sell? Now, let's say I still have a bias on the sell side. Then I just don't trade the pound. Let's say you see a perfect setup, but you have your bias that this thing might go down. Just don't trade it, that's all. Go trade something else that you have a better bias on. Because you're a human being, you might have a bias in it, right? You might look at it and say, I don't like this pound. I think it's going to go down. Man, I'm not going to trade it. And that's okay, even if it goes. Just trade something else. What I normally do is I go to all the pound pairs. So instead of trading the dollar pound, which is not comfortable, I'm not comfortable with this pattern, I go to all the pound pairs, look for buy setups, the ones that are perfect, and go with, okay, let's take this. So if the pound is the thing that goes up, the pound pair will go. If pound is not the one that goes up, then you don't have to worry. You wouldn't be in the trade. So right now we're consolidating for upside, and I do believe it's going to go. Right? We're probably going to get this running flat. That's what we looked at this morning in the trading room. It's probably going to come back here, and then you're going to get a trade to the upside. Now, if this is a contracting flat and I'm wrong about that, this has to come down a lot, make a flag here, and then this afternoon we'll sell it. Right? You're not going to get a sell setup now. You'll get a sell setup this afternoon, if that happens. Aussie. So Aussie's at the top of this structure now. And this is where the dilemma on Aussie comes. We're not really going to get a trade here. So if you guys listen to this piece now, you're going to learn quite a lot. I'm going to put it here. Especially if you're not going to be with us. We're looking at this structure. And remember all of this. You guys should go back, and there's somewhere in here, that was which year? That was in 20. In 2020, I posted a video of long-term Aussie, all the Aussie pairs, and I told you this is making an impulse. And we're going to go into very deep correction here. And after that, we're going to continue to go up. Now, I didn't say how long it's going to be, but you will see an arrow that looks like this because this hadn't started as yet. So you can go back and watch that video. It's about a couple of years old. Go back and watch it and find it. Look for Aussie long term. All the Aussie pairs are there, and you will see the similar pattern because they all made it that move. So now we're in here, and when this started to go, we were looked at it and we said, doesn't look that good. It looks like we could get a running flat here. Now I think we're convinced there's a running flat there because this looks very corrective. You can see, right? Watch it and you see when you see things like this, oh, they went up. Let's see if we see one. You see things like this, oh, that came down. So this, you had one here, that came down. We're getting a similar one. This looks like it could come down here. Break the low and then go. Now, can it go higher a little more and then do that? Yeah, sure. So now we're going to come into it and we're at the top of that structure. We're at the very top of the structure. And I told you Monday, if we break the top, if it goes and break the top, we broke out of this structure and we expect it to drop. But if it goes back and break the top, we will change the pattern from a contracting flat to an expanding flat. Go back, watch the webinar before it became to the top there and see. That's Monday we told you that the possibilities it can go up. We don't expect it to, but if it does go up, we will change the pattern. And as you realize, that didn't stop us from buying it. Right? Although we think it could go down, we bought it twice. And both times were excellent, right? If you were here, go follow, you'll see the buy setups as well. Right? Where we bought it twice and we said, you know what, this is working good. Now we're at the top there and it's not giving us a sell setup as yet. So it looks like we're going to go more. You have a buy setup here. Right? Now that buy setup might not go now. It might take a longer time because you can see that it's kind of consolidating, but you can try to buy it if you want. Right? This doesn't look like this is an impulse, that's a correction, and this is coming down not like the impulse we would like to see before they take off. But you can put an entry above the top. If this takes off, that's a good trade. If it comes slowly back to the top here and then drop again, then good. We'll buy it from the bottom going up. So it is doing this and there's a chance it's going to go up. Can this happen and they still drop? Sometimes the move to the downside is the start of the move is very slow, but then it takes off. There are things you would need to look for before you decide that is a sell. We looked at this morning. You see I have the flagger and I was like, no, we're not selling this. Right? We saw this. We knew this was going to come down a little to break this low, but we're not selling it because this is not a sell setup. It's really bad. And if you try to sell trades like that, you'll get yourself in trouble. You'll wreck your nerve as well. Same thing you're getting here in this and the same pattern we have here. Same type of pattern we have here. All right? And this looks downside. This could go up a little more. They don't have to break that up if they're going to drop, but they could break it. Right? They could break it, but they don't have to break it. It's coming down, so I think we're going to have a flat here. This is the first impulse. That looks impulsive. Let this come down here, probably go back up, come back, and then we'll get the trade to the upside. I'm on the 1 hour. If all of this happened before New York, we'll get a buy setup again. And hopefully today it spikes again and give us a good trade. Once it spikes, we'll take off the profit because it's going to come back down. Yen, like I said, they're going to come down to the bottom here. They're going to break this little thing, come to the bottom, but then it's going to go back up. Right? We have the impulse here. So this one is going to come down a little here, go back up there. This is where I close my trade, wait for it to go back. Maybe if we get a buy, we take it. If not, we sell it again. Maybe we buy it because it might go back up totally. So see how patterns work? You can look at the chart and decide what it's going to do when. So now it has to break this low. As soon as we break that low, I'll be out of the trade. That's it. That's trading for you. That's wave analysis. Looking at the entire chart and assuming and knowing what it could likely do. And what you're going to do. If this, then that. So let's go. CAD. CAD has more to go to the downside. So if you get a sell setup, you can take it. It's a good sell setup. CAD has a lot more to go. It's coming to break this low. I told you that from Monday. But CAD is coming to break this low here. So let's see. That's a good sell setup. As a matter of fact, it's a sell setup that's ready to go. So go back to the 15 minutes. See, there's a flag there. It's already confirmed. You can go with the sell. You can put an entry. It could become a bigger correction than it is, but that will not affect you. If this becomes a bigger correction, it has nothing to do with you, right? So if this here, because this is a low. See that low there? And this could be the first impulse, which means they could do this and, do this and do this and do this and then drop. But that's not your problem. If it drops now, that's the trade. See? So I would go with this in an expanding flat if it drops. Now if it goes up more, we don't have a buy setup on it as yet. So we'll leave it alone. Swiss is going to drop one more too. Swiss could keep dropping. There's no specific target to the downside. It doesn't have to go, like CAD has to go and break this low. Let me just show you these three charts very quick so you can understand the concept. This is coming to break this low before it goes back up. Structurally, that's what you'll expect this pattern to do. You'd expect this pattern to come here, break this low, and then go back up, right? That's normal. That's how this pattern should behave. So that's okay. There's a reason and there's a target to where it can go. Yen will come and break this low. Right, we were expecting yen to come back to this level here. It doesn't have to break the low, but come a little more. Now it doesn't have to. And then go back up to complete this 1, 2, 3. Right, so we know what those two do. CAD we did already. Swiss, there is nowhere that it has to specifically go. We're waiting for this move, but there's no specific place. This thing could continue. Remember I said you get a long drawn out. It could do this, do this, do this. Then come here, do this here, and then drop. Right? So there'll be an up move, but we don't know where and from when. There is no specific pattern that says from this point. Right? There's no low to break. There's no, so you can take the sell. It's at your risk. Right? You take the sell at your risk. So we'll go. Somebody said I missed New Zealand. No, I didn't miss New Zealand. There's a buy setup there. Right? So we didn't miss it. You have to pay attention. Probably you missed it. Remember I said this is going to go back. We will look for a buy setup to come to here. So let's go. CAD, Swiss. Those are all three has sell setup in them. Right? Your call. There's a sell setup here. It could probably consolidate some more and then drop. But you can put the entry order because you already have a flag. So you can put the entry order in for a sell. You already have a flag there. And let's see if it drops and break this low. Can it do it in one drop? Possible. So that's for all the majors. Now we'll go take trades that you guys have, whatever you're looking at, whatever you want me to look at. So let's start. I'm going to go back on the chat and see how much I missed. Oh, wow. It's a lot of things. Good. You guys are enjoying it. Keep chatting. Let's see. What's the next thing? We did that. Thanks for the week. It's amazing. Enjoyed it. Great. Glad you enjoy it, and I hope you made some money. Do you like the stream already? Remember to click through. Oh, that's Victor. Hi, Victor. Euro Swiss for a buy. Euro Swiss for a buy. Let's look at that. Let's start with that one. No, we don't have a buy setup. We will be waiting for the buy, but we don't have a buy setup in it. This is likely going to drop one more. See this the deep pull back to the bottom there, and then they're doing this. They'll probably come back here, maybe even go back there, and then this will be a drop one more. So this thing is going to come one more down. We're going to channel down to this level, and then you might get the buy. So let's see. There's a short-term sell if you actually want it. Right? That's one. Let's see. All fine, thank you. Okay, that's unloaded. Let's see. Gold USD. We did that already. We did gold already. We did gold. We did silver. I did all the majors. So I guess you got it already. That the comment was way before. Please, I'm just joining. Can you do PongCAD? We can look at PongCAD for you. We haven't looked at it, so let's look at PongCAD. Yeah, it's still coming down. It's still in this bigger corrector. Look for buy setup. Look at this way. Let's take this out. See this one? It keep coming down, but then it go back up, go back up. This is doing the same thing. So this one would eventually go back up above the top. I don't think this is the down move. So go to the 15. Wait for a buy setup here. Hope that this doesn't go lower. If it doesn't go lower, it's a buy. If it goes lower, then it could still be a sell. Right? If this goes lower, if this piece goes lower into this, then it will come back here, drop again, and then go. See this piece here? They drop and then go back up. See this one? This one here didn't go lower into this one. That goes up. So this is a buy setup right now. You can go 1 second, guys. Let me just get in the door. Give me 1 second, please. What is it? What is it? Okay, sorry about that. Now he just came back, so I had to get the door. So, yep, we're looking at this. So we're looking at this piece here, and that could go up. That's a good trade, right? Go for this one. Can you check? We'll come to all this. So we have PongCAD. What else we're looking at? Down under 12. I don't know which is under 12 and down. What do you mean by that? I hope you guys are keeping the conversation civilized. No under 12 business. The long term under 12. Which chart? When you're giving a price, give a chart. right? Give me the chart, the full chart, because by the time I'm reading your chat, I wouldn't know which chart you're talking about, right? Long-term view and Euro pound in the weekly. Euro pound weekly. Okay, we'll come to that just now. Let's look at charts first. Remind me later. New Zealand USD. We just did that in details. Aussie New Zealand. Okay, we can do Aussie New Zealand and then S&P 500 DAX. Let's start with these first. I'll get to the Aussie New Zealand. I think Aussie New Zealand is at the bottom. So let's do these the index. Let's start with oil. Oil coming down back. So yep, you remember what we didn't know what this was a buy, and then you can go with a buy here, but it's coming down. So if that is the top, if that is the very top of it, we'll have to wait for another flag and sell, right? S&P 500. If you took the buy, if you listen to me, you took the buy, you made money. Good, right? Remember what we said? This is a buy because this is going to go back up to the top there. You're making another flag here, so you might even get one more there. Now, I don't think this is the whole thing. We can relook at it. Maybe that's the whole thing if you think of it this way, right? Could this be the whole thing? Could this be all the correction? Because this is giving us a buy setup. This thing has a buy setup here. I don't think so. I don't like this piece in here standing alone. I think this piece is this one. 1, 2, 3 for that. Okay, let's look back at this here. You have a flat in here. You got a flat in this piece. This is a flat of its own. See that there? So you get 1, 2, 3. You get 1, 2, 3. This one should be here. This one should be here. Right? So this should come back. Be careful of any buys. There is a buy setup, but be careful because even if you break the top, you're probably coming down back for this one. Right? So I think today we look for a sell setup. Right? Probably ignore this one. Let it break the top and come back because it could go break the top. If you think you're aggressive enough that you can get out for break even, then you might be worth taking the buy. I don't know how high it's going to go. But because of this pattern, I'll be cautious of any buy. Right? NASDAQ. Same thing. If you took this trade, you did well. I showed you the pattern. I showed you why the trade is valid. And if you took it, you did well. Any one of you took this trade, by the way, just out of curiosity? It's for making a buy setup here, but we are expecting this move down. So at some point, you're going to start to get this down move, even if you break the top. Right? Even if that goes and break the top, which is okay, you can go and you can get another move to the upside here. But then we'll expect this one. So if you take that trade, you'll have to be very cautious. It's a buy setup. Right? Alright, so let's go. And US 30. US 30 is coming down. You can sell. We already broke the top, so this is a good sell. This one is coming from a top, so you don't need to worry about it. If it's coming down, it's coming down for this. So this one has a sell set up already, and this could be a sell. So you can get your sell set up here. Be cautious of it because if all of them are going to make a little high, this could be a flag, go back up and then come down. Right, so we got that one. Let's go. EuroCAD sell. EuroCAD sell. Let's see the EuroCAD sell. Don't repeat it too often. If you guys wait, okay, yes, there is a EuroCAD sell here. Good one, by the way. It's going to come to this level, so yes, you still have the sell in the EuroCAD. This is downside, and you'll get a good sell setup. So when you join us, remember we're selling it already, so this is a sell. Good one, a nice trade. Set it up. I like it. I like this setup for the trade as well. Sell it. EuroCAD is a good sell. If it's going to go up higher, if it's going to consolidate higher into this, if let's say they tag you and decide to go back for a bigger one, you'll have to get out. So they could tag you here and then start to go back for a deeper correction of this. You'll have to get out. So be very cautious that this move has moved quite a lot. So a deeper correction is expected. All right. So this dollar CAD. You want the Euro CAD. Let me go to the Euro CAD. I'm looking at it and thinking, where is the Euro CAD? Oh, Euro CAD is it. Yeah, sell setup. This is a really good sell setup too. So go with it. Actually, this one is much better. Let's see what the bigger picture will be. This is a flat, so we've got a flat here. They give us this running flat, so you got one running flat, next running flat. We might be coming back for this one, so the downside looks good. If they're coming back for this one here, this is already finished. We can assume that this here is already finished. Right? This is already over and we are going down for this move now. So that sell is good. It could come back to the bottom here. It's a good one. Now we do have a lot of flats in this. So if they want to go up one more, it's going to break this low first. So let's get it before it breaks the low. Let's get the trade before it breaks the low. It has to go up some more. You have a flat here. So if this is making more consolidation, let it go back up, break this top, and then we look for the sell. I let it go back, break the top, and then this sell would be good. We'll look for this sell here. Good one. Keep it. Let's see. EuroCAD sell setup. Keep it for a sell setup. What else we have? Let me go through them. Pound yen sell. Pound yen is falling. Let's see if we get a sell if it's falling. I don't think it's falling anywhere. It's not falling anywhere. And be careful of the sell here. If you sell here, you're still... See, we don't know whether this is part of the possible running flat unless you break this low. So in terms of falling, if you're in that sell, it's short term because this move is inside of this. So if you get this sell here, this could go right back up there and then either break the top or come back from this level. So if you're in this sell, you got to get it to break even right now. Now, if it breaks the low, it means it's going to go down. That would be good for us. That is yen coming down. You see this here? What's the dollar yen? That is the yen movement. And remember what I said, the dollar yen is going to come tag this low and go back up. So now is when I would decide to close my trade. Very soon I'll be closing my trade and then I'll be looking for the upside. Right? Amazing trading. So let's go. Keep your eyes. All the yen pairs, by the way, euro yen is coming down, but again, they are all inside of this move. So this could just be a flat that goes back up there and maybe come back down, maybe even break the top, then start to drop. So we'll see. Wait, all of them have a sell set up, but they're not ready. Let me go. What else we have? WFC. Wells Fargo you're looking for. Let's go. What they're showing today. The profit. Well, it could be upside. Right, they already broke through this. They already broke the low. So if they want to go up, this could be one more drop or it could be upside. Let's go see which one is more likely in the lower time frame. 4 hour, let's see the 1 hour. So the 1 hour structure, we're in an up move after breaking the low. So this is a consolidation for upside. So you see they have this 1, 2, 3. This could come back here and then go, but this is very sharp. So I'm not expecting that. I expect this to probably consolidate and go. So if before they actually show, you see this happening, right? You see it consolidating here. Go for the buy. Because we broke the low already. It can go back up more, right? Go for the buy. There isn't a sell set up in it right now. So if it's going to drop, you have to sell it under this low. Unless it drop like this and make a flag for the sell. What else we're looking at? That's for New Zealand Swiss. I think we did the New Zealand Swiss already. Let me go to it. It should be somewhere here. Or we moved up. The New Zealand Swiss, we move up. We're looking for Aussie New Zealand. Somebody wants the Aussie New Zealand trade. Let me get that one for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure I had Aussie New Zealand somewhere here. Somebody wanted this one. Okay, this drop, it's pulled back, so just expect a deeper pullback. It'll probably make a big flat here and then come down. So this one dropped, but it didn't go. We were expecting this to continue to go down, so it pulled back, wait for a deeper consolidation, and then go. Wait for this to make a big flat. You can look for sell setups here in the 1 hour. Right, if you get a sell setup here, go with the trade. If it go up, you don't have a buy setup as yet. It will probably just make a big correction here. It's moving really slow. Let's go. What else we want? Just stay away from it for now until you get setups. So we did Wells Fargo, New Zealand Swiss. I think I have New Zealand Swiss at the top here. We're looking for a buy setup in the New Zealand Swiss. Actually, it's a good buy setup. This could come lower. Go into 15. Right, you could take this off. You could trade just this top. You could trade just this piece here as a separate one. We might get a pullback, but that would be later. So the buy setup on that is right. If it comes lower, then we'll take it off. For now, it's a good buy setup. So I like this one too. We'll put this as a buy. So we have the New Zealand Swiss and the CAD Swiss for buy. Both of them are buy setup. This one is coming down back, so that is good. You wanted to break this low now, and then we look for the buy. Those two good buy setups. At least two we have that have buy setups on them. I'm closing the yen trade because now it's going back up. Okay, 1 second. If you guys say anything, I wouldn't hear you. Vic, can you say something? I think my sound is not on the earpiece I'm wearing. It's on the TV. Let me change that. Give me 1 second. Let me change it because if anybody say anything, I wouldn't be able to hear you. I don't think I can use this to hear. Let me go digital. Yeti speakers, good. That's all. That's great. Got it. Yep, I just heard a big sound when I close the trades. That's why I know it's on the TV. Yep, so we're getting this. Come here now. That's a good one. That's another buy setup. We have some really good buy setups. If they work, if these buy setups go today, these are going to be amazing trades, especially on the Swiss pairs. Can you check South African Rand for a sell? Let's see. Do we have it? I think we have it on somewhere. You actually broke the low already and you're coming back up, so I'm not sure you have a sell setup. See, it broke the low and it's coming back. If it's going to be a sell, wait for a correction. The whole big structure here looks like they're trying to go up. See, that whole big thing looks like they're trying to go up. You might not get a buy setup as yet there. Let's see in the 1 hour. You don't have a buy setup. If this is going to be a sell, you'll have to wait for them to consolidate much more. Right, you'll have to wait for this to make some kind of a consolidation here to sell. Right now it's just going up. If you get a flag, you buy it back to the top. So that might be a short-term buy. If it's going to consolidate here for a long time, then you'll get a sell setup. What else are we looking at? Pong Yen we looked at already. Okay, CAD Yen and Pong Yen we looked at already. Can you ask him to look at Pong Yen? We looked at that already. Euro Oz. We didn't look at Euro Oz. Let's go look at Euro Oz. So Euro Oz came down, so now we can put the running flat we were looking for, this one. Alright, we got that running flat out of the way now. See, so you put this like this and put it on top there. This one would be more of a bigger structure. We could actually make this the bigger running flat here. You could actually go with that as the running flat, with this being a correction in it, or you could make this a separate one. It wouldn't make a difference. Buy setup. Look for a buy setup here. Wait for this to make a flag here. If it makes a flag here, take this straight to the upside to break that up. See this flag like this here? And then you get that trade. So if you get a flag, go for the trade. Same thing, you had a running flat here. They made a flag here, they made a flag here, they made a flag here. So wait for a small flag here and then go for the trade. Do we have a flag on the 1 hour? No. Wait for a 1 hour flag. That's a good trade, by the way, to the upside, once you get the flag to confirm it. Let's see what else we're looking at. CAD Yen, Pong Yen, we looked at already. Let me see what else. Okay, QNT USDT. Is that correct? I've never heard of that one either. QNT USDT. I was just gonna ask where are all the crypto traders. I hope they didn't, they didn't stay away because they don't like my analysis, or they didn't like. I'm not getting this anywhere. This one? Oh yes. They didn't like the answer. Oh, this is huge. This is what? The bigger picture is downside. The bigger picture, right? You can see this. This is a consolidation for downside. The smaller picture, it has to go up, right? This thing has to come back to the top here. It looks like you're trying to come back to the top here and then probably go down. So let's go back into that on the 4 hour. The 4 hours looks like upside. Right now you have this, and that looks like you're going to get a trade to the upside. And that definitely looks like you're trying to come back to retest this low, or at least you're coming back to retest this top. So you're going to go back something like this. It could drop after that, or it could retest the top and drop. Maybe just wait for the sell, because you don't know how far this is going to go. But right now, this setup is a buy setup. Short term. The bigger picture is downside. On the 1 hour, if you trade the 1 hour, do you have a buy setup earlier than that? Well, if you're going to get a buy setup on the 1 hour, what you want is you want this to make a flag. You want this to come here and make a flag, and then you can take this flag to break this top and hope that it goes all the way to the top. That should be the trade setup here. Let's go. Aussie, New Zealand, we did already. Sell. Okay, you're seeing a sell on the Aussie, New Zealand. I think we did that already. If you get a flag, go for the sell. Euro CAD, we got that. We got gold. We did gold already. Sorry, in Euro Oz 1 hour still running flat, valid. Euro Oz, I just did that, so you saw the running flat. It's finished. We're going up now. Okay, there you got that. Please, can Aussie USD be a sell setup running 15 minutes to go down on 4 hour? Aussie New Zealand sell setup on 15 minutes to go to 4 hour. That's the biggest mistake you're going to make in your trading. If you stick to the 15 minutes, stick to the 50. If you take a 15-minute trade and hope it's going to go into 4 hour, you might get yourself in trouble. Look at the trade in the 4 hour first, and then wait, go to the 1 hour, I would say, for the entry, not the 15 minute. No, this is likely going to go up one more first. We're expecting it to drop, but this is not the way we want it to drop. So either it goes up first, break the top, and then start to drop, or this comes down some more. This comes down some more, just like the way it's coming down. And then it actually makes a flag here. Now we will sell that flag. If I don't get a flag, I'm not selling it. Not as yet. We have news this afternoon, so we'll see where that goes. Ethereum is a buy setup after the flat. Let's see. Yep, if you get a buy there, that would be a good one. We actually finally broke that top now, right? So now you'll have to be careful, because now they'll tell us whether they're totally going up or they're actually coming down. So you have 1, you have 2. Normally you want the 3 to look like this if you're going up. When the 3 starts to look like this, you got to be careful, right? It doesn't mean you stop trading, it just means you be careful. So we finally broke the top, which I told you they're likely going to go break. Now what? Are we going to continue to go up, or are we going to go down? Wait for consolidation. You're getting some consolidation here, so that's upside. Good for you. You're getting some here. So that is upside. One more spike maybe. The more they consolidate here, the better for that spike. We don't have any sell set up as yet, so there's no reason to think it's going to go down. Let's see. XRP went up. XRP should go up one more. Perfect. This is like magic, right? Where is OG? I told OG, when we break this top and it come here, you need to exit the trade because it's going to go back down, right? Remember yesterday the pattern? You're making a flat here to go back to the top, and then it's going to break this top, and then it's going to go down. So I hope OG sold there. If OG sold all his, if he sold all his XRP here, then he made profit already, which is part of which he has to send to me. Right? So OG, you're in the room or you're in the New York session? I think you'll be in the New York session. I hope you're listening to me. So because if this dropped from this point to this point here, this is profit you could have made, right? On the $500,000 trade you have, that would be a lot of money you can give to me. So, see? The magic works. I said this is going to go up, break the top, complete this flat, and then we are expecting this to drop. It looks like it's already dropping. That looks to me like it's already dropping. So if you get a flag anywhere, sell it. Now, here's the thing. Is it going to go break the low? Is this going to drop and break the low? We don't know that for sure. And the good thing is you don't have to know that for sure. Right? You just have to follow this piece until it breaks this low. What if this comes here, break this low, and then decide to go back up? And like I said to OG, if you close your trade here and it comes and it breaks this low and you buy it back here on a flag, you still has that extra profit. You can buy a lot more here than what you're holding right now if you sell it here. So even if you're an investor, this method allows you to maximize your investment. See? Not that bad. Just works like a magic. I think a lot of you guys wouldn't know who Oji is. Oji's in the New York session. He'll come back this afternoon. You guys should join us. He's an investor in crypto, which is good. Means we can get some, we'll get one new trader and a lot of money. What else are we looking at? So we finished the Ethereum. US dills. Okay. What is US dills? It sounds like a currency, I know. Oh, Israelis. That's what I'm saying. I think we did this analysis a few times. Let's go see where we are in it. Yeah, I have a line there, so we did the analysis on the chart. See? And let's see what I forecast when we did it and what happened. Well, pretty much this is all I have, so there's not a lot there to forecast. This pattern, 1, 2, 3, well, it's going back up. I don't know if it's gonna break out because I have no idea what's happening here. You have to give me more charts to tell you what's gonna happen there. Right, I can't tell you without this is all I have. So this is going up, I can tell you it's going up. That's all, because I don't know what's in the past. If you get a one with a bit more charts, let's see if we have one. This has more charts in it. Let's see. Okay, this doesn't have have a little more charts, I think. Is this? Yeah, this has a little more charts. So this is your range, this is your correction, and we're going back up to the top, but then it's gonna come back down. See this? This is the correction within that range. We're going back to the top, which is what we expected. See, I draw the range there for you. When it comes here, look for buy setup, and then from this point, you get a running flat for downside. Seems like it makes sense if you break out of that correction range. Okay, I hope that helps you. Let's go. What else? CSCO. Let's see. That's Cisco's code. Cisco system, let's see. Oh boy, this is amazing. I like this. I assume this came from the low. That came from 0. And now this is what they're doing, right? They're literally doing this. And you just got yourself a running flat here. So you got an up move, you got a flat here. You could probably look at this one, or you could, if this is, you take this as the low, then you could go with this whole thing here as the big flat. And you got an up move, you're getting a flat here. And this one will probably crawl up to the top. Watch this stop here. Because whenever you do that, you're coming back to this one. And then up. So you're in the B phase of this corrective structure that should come back here and then go back up. So if all goes well with this company, this is how I expect it to go. This will probably go break that top there. It could continue for a while. It could even break this top as a running flat. But when this is finished, you're going to get a sharp move down. To how far, I don't know. I'll assume they're going to be equal. And then you're going to get a move back up. Like this. Pretty simple. Now, do you have a buy setup there? Let's go into 1 hour and see. Okay, you have a buy setup, but you have to be very careful with this. I don't know how this works on the running flats, but if you have this running flat here and this goes, that's a buy setup. You already had one here, so I don't know why we're getting another one there. But yes, you do have a buy setup. You can go with the trade. You probably want to be long term on this, not short term. And okay, let's go with that one. NOIAUSDT. Let's see. That's this. You guys trade all this stuff? Oh, I don't have, they didn't go with, let's see. Like all the cryptos, you're at the bottom, and it looks like it's gonna go break this low. Yeah, they'll go break that low, and then probably go back up if it doesn't collapse. So you're looking at this piece. Let's see in the 4 hour. You have a flat in the middle here for downside, but you're in this one. So go back to the 1 hour. Okay, you got a flag here, you drop, you get one there, you get one here, you're gonna make a running flat. So I would say this whole piece here is gonna come back here, go back up there, make a running flat, and then go down. Short term. Long term is downside. So short term, that's the possible pattern that I see. All right, but the longer term is downside. You're still consolidating to break that low and then buy setup. I think we've got that right. Bitcoin. Didn't we do Bitcoin? I thought we should do Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first thing we should do. Sorry for that. Let's go. Where is Bitcoin? Let's do Bitcoin. And then we will call it a day, right? So Bitcoin's still upside, still a buy setup. Let's go. You can put your entry order. See, they're still going. This was all the flat, right? This piece here. And that's a slow move up. So you can buy, that was a buy setup here. See, this is a buy setup here. You can buy setup. It's going up really, really slow. So I'll be very careful. We'll go with this is all the flat structure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll go with that. Some kind of an expanding flat in the middle there. And you're going up. Now, here is where you got to be careful. If you're already in the trade, you need to move your stops. Even if you're long term. Put a point where if they start to drop back, you're out of the trade. You could either come back for a deeper consolidation at some point. We have a lot of divergence. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get something like this and then go back up, or totally retest the low. Those are the two options. But right now, it's a short-term buy setup. Really, really short-term buy setup. So, okay, guys. I think, and this session has been going on very long. We started like 10:45. It's already 12:18. I hope you guys trade with care. You know the trades we're looking at. So take care, trade with care. I would see all of you this afternoon. Thank you for coming. And those of you who would like to continue joining us in this very same 2 session in our group, send me a Skype message. I'll give you the details how you can do that. And remember, if you pay for 1 month, you'll get 2 months to make the decision if you want to stay. Right? So I would see all of you in the New York session. Take care, trade with care. Thank you for coming. Make sure you bring a friend along. I want to see new traders. I want to see people who have never seen my video this afternoon. So bring some people along with you, right? Thanks a lot for coming. You guys are great. Trade with care. Bye. We'll take a lot of questions this afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.